sweet surrender. I fed myself and I'm so sorry. Left it up.
Okay, so we're going to focus right now on one of the really important aspects of planning events or activities for youth.
Stop! 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 What did your mind go to immediately when Deb said those key words? Did you think about goals or costs? Or facilities or leaders? Volunteers? But what we really want to focus on right now is one of the really important aspects of planning events and activities. One that is often not given full attention.
Okay, Iron Mal, I'm getting to it. Just give me a little space. I'll set up the theoretical stuff and then you can come in, okay? And take off that ridiculous costume. Honestly, these arty types always got to improvise. Right, where were we? Yes, planning events and activities. Here's a flowchart I prepared earlier. Let's briefly have a look at the phases of planning an activity or program for young people. We start with the proposal, which focuses on the need for a given program or event, and an idea. A key question at this point is why. Then we move to preliminary planning, which asks the important practical questions, such as who is needed to help prepare and run this thing, what will each of those personnel do, where is this thing going to happen and when? And finally, with what? Equipment or practical requirements. Advanced planning is the final stage of pulling together all elements just prior to the event, closely followed by the event itself, which we call the presentation stage. The last stage is evaluation. This is a stage that is often tacked on to the end of the planning process. Its importance is misunderstood by many leaders, and as a result not given the time or attention it should have. This is the very important aspect we would like to focus on for the next few minutes. Isn't it, Mal? Malcolm?
There are lots of methods for evaluating youth events and activities, but I would like to put the spotlight on the purposes and participants for evaluating. What is the purpose of evaluating a program or event? Here's a great quote. The final stage of planning any event and the first stage in planning for the next event is the evaluation step. Now it is easy to see this as kind of a full stop on the program, a brief moment of discussion as leaders to ask the what went wrong questions, consider practicalities for next time and then move on to the planning the next event.
Okay, so we know we need to give some time and space to a depth of reflection if we are going to effectively evaluate our youth programs and events. Who should be involved in this process? The obvious answer is the leaders and those involved in running the event. But have you contemplated the engagement of young people themselves in this process? I don't mean getting a token response from a few good kids in the form of feedback, but really engaging young people in reflection and evaluation. Sounds risky, maybe even a little scary and difficult to control. Perhaps all of those things, but this is key to the ongoing growth and development of many programs and events. One example is the SMAD camp, which has been run for 30 years. Student engagement is key to our evaluation strategies. So how do we evaluate SMAD now?
Well, Deb, a big part of our evaluation process is getting the campers and the leaders to fill out evaluation forms where they can let us know their feedback on what parts about camp they enjoyed the most, which they enjoyed the least, and let us know anything that we can make better next time.
And the most important thing about evaluation is making sure that you have a relationship with the campers before you go and ask them what their ideas are. If they know you and they know that you accept them for who they are, then they're going to give you honest feedback on how they felt about the program.
Yeah, well, I thought, I was awesome and it went really well.
Oh, sorry, I was just getting some feedback.
So looking back at our flowchart again, really there is a great big arrow missing here, linking the evaluation stage to the starting point. The whole process of planning an event should be seen as cyclical. I encourage you in the process of your event and activity planning to emphasise the importance of the evaluation phase. Take the time and allow the space for a depth of reflection and engage young people legitimately in this process. You'll be the richer for it.
Learn to